What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 8 of the JNJReviews show, the show where every week we bring you the latest movie news, trailers, and do a movie review for you guys. And for this week, we'll be doing Ben Affleck's new movie, The Accountant. And Jamin, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well.
All right, we're going to get right into some quick movie news here. First up, Evangeline Lilly, who played the Wasp in Ant-Man. She was recently in an interview and she talked about what the Wasp's role will be in the MCU. And she said that the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is coming out next year, will be an origin story for her character, and that she will not appear in Avengers 3, but she will appear in 4. So what's your reaction to that?
Well, another character into the Marvel universe that becomes a little bit bigger. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Wasp. I think it'll be interesting to see. I obviously really enjoy the first Ant-Man, so seeing a new movie coming out will be good. And yeah, not a huge deal that she's not in Avengers 3, Avengers 4. Oh well. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in this, mainly because I liked the Ant-Man movie. But yeah, it should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, the only part I don't like about this is that Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be an origin story for her, because that means Ant-Man's going to be like sidelined a little bit.
Yeah.
And I kind of want just a new adventure with Ant-Man, not another origin story. So they could do it something different like that, like it's kind of two separate things, or she's going along with him and it's her type of deal. But I hope it's not just like her movie with Ant-Man. I hope Ant-Man and her are kind of equal.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving on here, we got some casting news, or not anymore casting news. Benicio del Toro has dropped out of Shane Black's Predator movie. It's still in pre-production. It's apparently just because of scheduling conflicts, and he was supposed to star in the movie, but now the guy who was recently cast as the villain in Logan, Boyd Holbrook, is their next choice. He's getting some work now. So what do you think of del Toro dropping out of Predator?
Yeah, this one was a big shame. I was really looking forward to it, but yeah, I mean, things come up, obviously. But yeah, I think this one definitely hurts a little bit. It would have been a huge selling factor of this movie going into it, but still excited for the movie, and hopefully, whatever the scheduling conflict is, turns out good for Benicio del Toro as well.
Yeah, because just imagine his character in Sicario in a Predator movie. That would be just so awesome. So it's a real shame that he can't do it. I haven't seen Boyd Holbrook in anything, but I don't know how old he is, but he appears to be an up-and-comer now, getting cast in Logan and this one. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he's got some charisma to him. They're also trying to build an ensemble around him. So I have faith in Shane Black. He's never gone wrong for me. And I hope this thing turns out awesome, because Predator is great.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on. We've got J.K. Rowling recently said in an interview that there will be 5 Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movies. Originally, they were supposed to just do a trilogy, but now she's come out and said they've got 5. And Jamin, can you help talk me off the ledge here? Because I'm not already excited for the first one, and now we've got 5 without even seeing the first one. So help me out.
Well, yeah, I think definitely I was at least hoping just for a trilogy. Not really looking, I'm not super excited for this movie, obviously. Still going to go see it. There's no way I'm not going to. But, yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, 5 movies in this. We're basically...
We haven't even seen the first... We don't know if it's good yet. What if it sucks?
Yeah, that also could be a very big issue. But, yeah, I mean, basically a series that's supposed to be just a complete spin-off of the original Harry Potter series anyway is now going to be, almost just as long, pretty much. And so, yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree. I think the first one should have been definitely dealt with first to even think if we needed a sequel. But, yeah, I hate when they do this. Let's just hope that this movie's going to be good. So, yeah.
Yeah, because this thing is guaranteed to be just make huge money at the box office. Mm-hmm. So, of course, they can say they're going to make 5, because even if it's bad, the people are going to pay for it, because everyone's a Harry Potter fan. So this thing's guaranteed to make money. I just, I hate this new trend that we have now where everyone announces their movies without us seeing them.
Yeah.
Because really, it's just kind of like a screw you to the fans. Like, we know you're going to pay for it, so come watch it. Even if you don't like it, we're going to give you 4 more afterwards. Enjoy.
Yeah, it definitely isn't my favorite either, because the quality of film definitely goes down. It's all becomes kind of a money business, and it's not really, it obviously doesn't appeal to the fans. So let's just hope that this one's different. We'll see.
And moving on, just a quick little news here. Apparently, I just really don't like myself, want to kill myself, because also we have Ride Along 3 in the works. Ride Along is probably one of the worst film going experiences I ever had. I hated that movie with a passion, didn't finish it. Are you excited? Did you see Ride Along or Ride Along 2?
I saw Ride Along, did not see Ride Along 2.
Yep, skip 2.
Yeah, but, okay, I didn't have an awful experience. I'm a dumb comedy guy, but, and again, I don't really like any of those actors anyway. Not a big fan of really Ice Cube, not a big fan of Kevin Hart, to be completely honest. But, I still enjoyed the movie for what it was. Yeah, I definitely wasn't going to go pay to go see the second one, yet alone probably even see if it showed up on demand or HBO, whatever it does. But, I still didn't want to even see that one. Ride Along 3, it's still going to appeal to fans. Another movie exactly like we were talking about. Probably not going to be very good quality, but we'll make money. Exactly. And yeah, any movie today with Kevin Hart's going to get views. So it is what it is. Who knows if I'll even check it out? But yeah, that's basically
the only way I go to see this movie is if it's 90 minutes of Ice Cube and Kevin Hart riding around with Conan in one of those skits they do. Because that's, I think, the only time I find Kevin Hart funny is when he does stuff like that. I don't think his stand-up's funny, and I don't think his movies are, but when he's hanging out with Conan and doing all those talk show stuff is when he's really funny. So if they do that, then I'll see it opening night.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
All right, now moving on to trailers. Finally, something that makes me excited to be alive. Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story, hitting theaters in December. We got the second full trailer. What'd you think?
Yeah, so I saw the trailer when it first came out, kind of just real briefly, and I was like, this looks pretty good. But then I kind of actually, to be completely honest, I rewatched it today, and I was really impressed. I'm really excited. I've noted earlier on that the scale of this movie looks fantastic. The Empire's grip on the entire galaxy, and it looks awesome. And I like the little background that they give you in the trailer. It reveals a lot, but I think I'd much rather have the background in the trailer rather than the movie so that we get more of what really matters. And so I think this movie looks fantastic. I'm a lot more excited than I was early on about this movie based on just seeing that. I think it really looks really well done, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I liked the trailer, but I did not need to see that backstory because going in, I was like Jen Erso. I was like, what is she? Don't really know much about her. Is she just like a random person they scooped up? Is she a prisoner? And so it would have been so cool for me to realize, if you haven't seen the trailer, I guess spoiler, but her dad works for them and she grew up around it. She was a prisoner for them. That would have been great reveals for the movie and made it overall a better experience than seeing it now. But as the trailer as a whole, this just gets me more excited just because the visuals look fantastic and I love the war vibe to it. And I think this thing really has a chance to be great.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that, with the extra thing. You're either going to love it or hate it. I'm a guy that kind of likes to know a little bit going into the movie, kind of study the thing going into it. But yeah, I totally agree. It's hit or miss. Regardless, though, I think we're both in agreement that this movie is going to be very exciting and fun experience. Still an opening night type thing, still a Star Wars movie, and should be great.
Yep, definitely. And then moving on, we have teaser trailer for John Wick Chapter 2. Just a quick little trailer to get people excited. What'd you think of first John Wick and then this trailer?
Yeah, the first John Wick, I was really surprised. I didn't think he was going to be anything, real crazy, but then it turned out to be a pretty darn decent, action movie. I was really impressed. Keanu Reeves is fantastic, and this trailer on this next one, looks like more of the same. Looks engaging, looks super, action-packed, and that's really all I can say. I mean, it looks fantastic, and I'm definitely going to go see this one after the really surprising and really decent first movie.
Yeah, the first John Wick, huge surprise. I kind of knew that it was going to be good going in because of all the reviews, and I'd heard that it was good, but still surprised me just how good of an action movie it was. Because just 50-year-old Keanu Reeves just shooting people in the head, and it's such good action in that movie. And this trailer just makes it's going to be like the same thing, but more awesome. Like I can't really complain. Like I didn't want them to go like a route where they give like a convoluted story in this one. Like you don't need that. Hopefully this new dog doesn't die at the beginning because that'd be a bit too much. Like we're literally doing the same thing. But I think this trailer was great. It just got me excited. Definitely, I'm super pumped for this.
Oh yeah.
And finally, we got the teaser trailer for the new Power Rangers movie. This movie been in talks for a long time, and they're finally making it. Now we finally have a trailer, so I guess it's official. What do you think?
Well, this one's getting a lot of mixed reviews. This trailer, and rightfully so, because it's a teaser trailer. It's really hard to judge. If we're gonna go back to Star Wars, but if you remember the first teaser trailer for Star Wars, not a lot shown. We got some really good footage, and this movie or this trailer was sort of the same. Didn't get a lot of the actual Power Ranger costumes or anything like that. We got mainly what some of these kids are actually going to be like. Kind of the slight setup. And I think that's a good thing, kind of keep us interested. Then again, though, it's super hard to judge off this type of trailer. And I don't know. I can't really say much. I think it's definitely could be a work in progress, but we'll see. I'm still optimistic. I still love Power Rangers. It's near and dear to my heart. So hopefully this one turns out good.
Yeah, this trailer, I'm not saying the movie's going to be this quality, but this trailer reminded me a lot of the Fantastic Four trailer.
Yeah,
It doesn't show
true.
a lot. They're not in the costumes. It's a lot of like sci-fi. It looks like Chronicle, which was what Fantastic Four tried to be. And so I think this movie still could be a lot of fun. I liked the shot at the end is great when they're like getting the suits and
Yeah.
it's like going on. There's some really cool shots in this trailer, and like the jokes, like hopefully they work better in the movie. Maybe they just didn't work in the trailer because they're kind of trying to have little jokes thrown in there. But I do think this movie has potential to be a lot of fun. Power Rangers isn't something that I am a huge fan of. I watched it as a kid, but not something that I'm like dying to see a movie of. But I think this movie has the potential to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it is fun. It's not trying to be super serious like Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
All right, and that'll do it for the news and trailers. Now we're on to our movie review for the week, and that will be for The Accountant, starring Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, and John Bernthal, the Punisher. And Jamin, what do you think? What were your expectations for it going in?
Well, my expectations going in were, a movie that I knew I wouldn't be disappointed, but I didn't think it was going to be, overly, over the top or wow my socks off. And, not to be too spoilers, but that's kind of what it did, to be completely honest. It was a great movie. Not only am I a huge fan of Ben Affleck, but I thought that the concept going in was going to be interesting, and I found it very interesting going into it, and it proved to be a movie that was really a cool concept where it kind of meshed a couple of genres together, and made it into a movie that I think was quite surprising.
Yeah, I think going in, the reviews for this thing were like at 52%. I think a lot of people wrote this movie off just from the concept because if you like just say it out loud, it sounds goofy. Like
Mm-hmm.
uh, a guy who's on the spectrum that's really good at math and he can shoot people in the head like John Wick. Like he could go toe to toe with John Wick and he's autistic. Like when you say that, like it does sound dumb. So I think people went in kind of thinking this is going to be really dumb. But I was really surprised by this movie because I had a lot of fun with it, and it was more than I expected, just like a straight up kill 'em action movie. But this movie, it took its time setting up the characters. It had a through line story that kind of gets a little too much at times, like it gets too silly. But I think overall, I had a really good time watching this movie. The action pays off when it's there. And I just really liked that it didn't just try to be a shoot 'em up action movie. It took its time to tell a story.
Yeah, I mean, if you cut out the end, basically this movie was a drama. I mean, it was really interesting in that way. You have a lot of backstory in this movie. You have a lot of a relationship trying to be built, and you have obviously the action. There's just a lot of things going on in this movie, which it worked and was interesting in that aspect. And yeah, I mean, I found this movie really good. 100% right. The action scenes were really well done. There weren't a lot of them besides the
No.
end, and but they all worked really well. This movie was just really solid, and I think you're right about why people were writing off this movie, based on the concept. Because you're right, there was plenty of those moments where it did kind of seem dumb. I was kind of like, okay, really, but then by the end, once you kind of go through it, you realize that it can get away with a little bit of that, and you just kind of got to accept it for what it really is at that point.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of suspend your disbelief and be like, this isn't just like a masterpiece Oscar contender. You just gotta be like, all right, I'm watching a movie. Like, just take what they're giving you, and I think it's a lot of fun. And Ben Affleck is really good in this movie. He's just great in everything he's in now, Batman, and he delivers again. I also really liked Anna Kendrick and J.K. Simmons. I thought they played well off of him. And John Bernthal, his character from the trailer looks like one of those just faceless bad guys that comes and kills everyone once in a while, but they give him a kind of story throughout, and I liked that he was actually a character, not just a faceless killer like in a lot of movies that he could be, and he's awesome. Punisher, he's great.
Yeah, the good old Punisher. I definitely enjoyed that aspect as well. I think he was really fantastic. Yeah, I mean J.K. Simmons. I mean, every single actor came to play in this one. There was no one that didn't. They all played, their roles exactly how I think they should have.
And that was a big part on why you can take it seriously, because they really invested in the movie. If they were kind of like, you could tell if they're not into it, then it would kind of be silly, but they really sold this thing.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think this is a movie that you'll go into, and I think you'll have a really decent time. I don't think you're going to be disappointed whatsoever. It's a lot of fun. It meshes a lot of genres, as I said before, and this movie is really for everyone. And I think it really shows that how good of an actor Ben Affleck has become just lately. Because basically anything this guy's in, I think people are going to start going to a lot more. And realize that any movie that he's basically in is going to be a solid one, and this one is no exception.
And also, without spoiling anything, there is kind of a reveal at the end, a twist, if you will, and it's pretty 50-50 whether you're liking or disliking the twist. But I gotta say, was it a bit like silly, and did I see it coming a mile away? Yes, but I thought it was a really fun twist that, again, added layers to characters that in other movies don't have layers. So I thought, and it was a way to do the ending, again, different from other action movies. So they thought, well, the twist, that I think they made it kind of so that you could see it coming, and I think it just added more layers to this movie rather than it just being a shooter-up action movie.
Oh yeah, you definitely see this twist coming, a mile away, as you said. But
I think that's kind of intentional, though, because they throw so many little things at you. It's kind of like you don't get it, like, I guess you'll be really surprised.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that part as well. It kind of, was like, instead of just ending the movie abruptly, it kind of added that little extra thing to kind of say, this movie's a little bit better than I think you anticipated, and it says, kind of just kisses you right at the end and says, "Hey, there's a little extra thing for you," and make it interesting, and it definitely did that. So. Yeah, I didn't mind that at all. I didn't think it was whoa out of nowhere, as you said before.
There was no early M. Night Shyamalan.
No,
not his type of twist, but it was effective.
Yeah, but it was.
All right, I'll go ahead and kick off the scoring for this one. Again, going in, I kind of had tempered expectations, but I ended up really liking this movie. I think if you just suspend your disbelief and go in, eat popcorn, and enjoy it, this is a really fun action movie that does a lot more than just have action. It tells a story. The pacing, I didn't mind at all. Some people find it slow. I thought it was just fine. It revealed stuff at the right times. I dug all the characters, and overall, I'll give this movie 7.75 out of 10. Can't quite get it to 8 just because I thought at one point, without spoiling, someone just kind of sits down and explains the whole movie to the audience. And I thought at that point, I was like, this is a little ridiculous. But again, still, I had a great time. I was surprised by how good it was, and I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 7 out of 10. I really, again, I enjoyed this one. I knew it was going to be solid going in, and it proved to be that. It had a lot of those dumb moments, as you mentioned. It had had these moments where like, okay, well, this is kind of just unbelievable. And as you noted, the one moment I was actually going to mention
Yeah,
that.
I was literally like, please stop, just stop explaining
Yeah.
yourself because it's not smart.
Yeah, so there was that moment. There's just several moments in this movie that they worked, but they just weren't. I was just it kind of just almost made you roll your eyes a bit, but at the same time, there was a lot of great moments. I love the action scenes in this movie, although in some ways there could have been more. I'll be honest. And then, but there were some good drama aspects. Overall, though, I did enjoy this movie. I think Ben Affleck knocks it out of the park yet again. He was just uh, fantastic, and you had all those other great performances as well. And yeah, it's a good time. You're exactly right. It's a good popcorn movie. Will I be trying to see this movie, 10 times? Absolutely not. But I'd go see it again. I think it's an interesting one. But again, not quite the Oscar contender as people are saying. But I will admit it's a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely probably it's a good relief because this September, October, I haven't seen a lot, but what I have seen has been pretty disappointing and lackluster. So this movie definitely a cut above the pack so far from we've gotten from this fall. We're just on the cusp of getting into Oscar season. We're still not there yet. So this is a good movie for this time because it's actually good and it's just entertaining to get you warmed up for those Oscar movies.
It's what we call the transitional period.
Yeah. And it's good to have one like these because some other movies, they dump them right in between. They're not good summer popcorn movies and they're not Oscar contenders. So we get this one, good though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so thank you guys for watching this episode of the J&J Reviews show. Let us know what you think of the movie news and trailers. And if you saw The Accountant, what did you think of it? Again, thank you guys for watching J&J Reviews.
Signing out.